All right, now we're on to the second step of factoring, which is going to correspond to worksheet number 2. The thing is with this factoring, you have to go through each step. Okay, so we did step 1, which is greatest common factor. You still have to do step 1 in order to do step 2. So step 1 is always checking for the greatest common factor. After you take out the greatest common factor, then number 2 says count the number of terms. Okay? If there are 2 terms, okay, that's what we're working with today. We're only going to work with 2 terms, and we're only going to work with the difference of squares. Okay? So, but you have to check for the greatest common factor first. So, if there's a difference of squares, so if I have a square number minus another square number, it has to be a minus in between. That's what the difference is. Okay? You have to have a minus sign. Then you have a plus b, a minus b. Okay? So if it helps you to, on the side of your paper, make your list of squares, like 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. Okay? I highly suggest throwing all your squares on that side of the paper. Now, is this a square? Is x squared a square? Is what number times itself gives you x squared? X. So x goes here. Oh, this should be a plus sign. Make sure you change that on your note sheet. And this should be an x. So you're saying what number times itself gives you x squared? So when you take first times first, what gives you x squared? X and x. Is 4 a square? Yes, 4 is a square. 4 is right here. It is 2 squared. Okay, so you put a 2 here, a 2 here. Is there a minus sign in between? Yes, that's the only way we can complete the difference of squared, so one's plus, one's minus. Okay, so let's go over to our worksheet and try some from there. Okay, right away in number 1, I'm hoping that it focuses in here. Hoping that we can see it. Ooh. Bear with me. Doing the best I can here. Okay. So number 1 says 18x squared minus 50, okay? Right here. Now, remember, you have to check for the greatest common factor first. Is there a greatest common factor between 18 and 50? Well, I know I can take out a 2, so we're going to do that. I'm going to take out a 2, okay? That means that I'm left with 9x squared minus 25, okay? Because you divided that out, divided it out. Okay, that's what we're left with. Now you have to check. There's 2 terms here. The only one we know so far is the difference of squares. Well, first of all, is it a difference? Is it a minus sign? Yes. Now you have to check, are all these terms squares? Is 9 a square? Yep. Is x squared a square? Yep. Is 25 a square? Yep. So we do have a difference of square here. That 2 just goes along for the ride. What times itself is 9? 3. What times itself is x squared? X. Okay, remember you have a minus and a plus. So 3x minus 3x plus. What times itself is 25? 5 and 5. That completes that problem. Okay, let's try number 2. 4x squared minus 9. Okay, is there anything that goes into both of them? Nope. So greatest common factor is done. Now you move on to step 2. Oh, I have 2 terms. Wonderful. That means I need to check for the difference of squares. Is it a difference? Yes. Is 4 a square? Yep. Is x squared a square? Yep. Is 9 a square? Yep. We can do this one. What times itself is 4? 2. What times itself is x? X. So you know I have 2x and 2x. Remember, one's a plus, one's a minus. Okay. What times itself is 9? 3 and 3. That completes that problem. Now sometimes you have to check to see if you can do it more than once. So we'll try and see if that works on number 15. So number 15, we have x to the 4th minus 16. Okay, no greatest common factor to take out there. Okay, nothing that we can take out of both of them. So first of all, is it a difference? Yep, it's a minus sign. Is this a square? Yep, because I could take x squared times x squared, so I'm going to do that. X squared, I'm going to make my 2 parentheses. One's a plus, one's a minus. What times itself is 16? 4 and 4. Okay, now this one's a little trickier because you do have to check after you factor it out if you can do it again. Well, x squared is a square. 4 is a square. Is that a difference? Not this one, but this one over here sure is. So this one just goes along for the ride outside. Now we have to split this one up again. What times itself is x squared? X. So make your parentheses. It's a difference, so you have a plus and a minus. Now, does it matter what order you write it in? No. And then what times itself is 4, 2, and 2. So I can see some people not going that extra step on that one, and that's why it's a little more confusing. So go through all 30 questions, try your hardest at them, then look at the answers, and then you'll be ready for the quizzes on this.